500 1025, Hugh Keevins and Gus McPherson with me, Jim Delahunt, here in the studio. Let's go back on the lines, take more of your calls. David's there. Good evening, David.
Hi, Jim.
Good evening.
I just want to speak to Hugh. It's about the question I phoned him about last night about the Scott Brown booking.
Yes, and we have an answer.
Oh.
Right, okay, I'd like to hear if you agree on.
Oh, yes. Am I glad you called back, David. Here we are now. I've been on to the SFA, or more correctly, I should say, they've been on to me. Very kind of them. Thank you very much. The official explanation, the definitive explanation of why Scott Brown was yellow carded. He was yellow carded under Rule B1L, which is if the referee deems a player's behaviour to be inflammatory. Therefore, Scott Brown was booked for standing in front of El Hadj Diouf with his arms extended and his face sculpted into a look of defiance, if I can put it that way. And therefore, the song that the Celtic supporters sing now is accurate. Bruni was booked for doing a Bruni.
Right, so it wasn't booked for what you said in elbow and El Hadj Diouf then. So are you going to apologise to everybody?
Oh, absolutely. I apologise to Scott Brown. I apologise to you, David. I apologise to Celtic Football Club. I apologise to Callum Murray, the referee. I apologise to everyone in the west of Scotland.
Can I ask you one more thing, Hugh?
Of course.
Why did you say you get booked for elbow when that's not the case?
Because after an Old Firm game, we always get people who want to know the explanation for everything. And they want to know why the press have missed things. And they want to know about incidents that we can't even recall. So after every Old Firm game, there is a forensic examination of the entire 90, however many minutes were played. And while attempting to get to the truth, a suggestion was made to Darrell King and to myself that on the way back from doing the Bruni had clashed with the Dioufy somewhere between the penalty area and the centre circle, giving cause to misinformation. He was cautioned under Rule B1L. I thank you.
Right, so why did you say...
Oh, David, come on. He's apologised to the west of Scotland, for goodness sake.
No, I appreciate that, but I still want to know how... But last night you said you're not going to divulge your sources, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You still said to me last night that he was booked.
David, the SFA have given me the definitive explanation. I have said to you that the information I initially received was incorrect. I have apologised to you. Would you think that a custodial sentence might be in order under the circumstances?
David, take this apology. You don't very often hear Hugh admitting he's got it wrong.
I mean, Gus, far less, all I can do now is turn myself in at Stewart Street Police Station and ask to be taken into custody. As far as I can see, there's no other course of action.
Thank you.
Well, you may think that, but
others may not.
3 children and 3 grandchildren might burst into tears.
David, I know you're rejoicing in this, but the point is, could he be booked for doing a Bruni in future? Is it a warning against doing a Bruni?
Well, Jim, see, to be honest, I don't know how they can claim that as being inflammatory. I mean,
that's the interesting point, isn't it?
I mean, if you just stand there, don't say a word, don't even gesture, just stand there with your arms out celebrating a goal, I don't see how that can be classed as inflammatory. In fact, I think that the Celtic players in particular are being targeted by bookings from scoring goals this season, and I don't know why that is.
Now that's a different form of paranoia altogether.
No, sure, it's definitely no paranoia. It's fact. I mean, Celtic players, I'll give you a classic example, right? Craig Bellamy at Ibrox scores a cracking goal and just goes down on his knees and gets booked. Now, how is it? That's no inflammatory. It's no making gestures. How does that happen?
Well, you're going back years now.
No, it's true. I know I'm going back, but I'm just pointing out. It's just a fact that when Celtic players score goals, they get booked. But even when they don't do anything, they get booked. Even when they don't leave the field, when they don't make inflammatory gestures, as Craig Bellamy never done, referees still book them for scoring goals.
Well, I recall Gary Hooper scoring twice and Chris Commons scoring once on Sunday. I don't think there was bookings for either of them, so...
No, but they didn't leave the field.
Well,
You shouldn't leave the field of play.
if you don't leave the field, you've got no problem then.
Right. But the Celtic players this season who have been booked when they've not left the field of play.
David, is there any enjoyment for you in Celtic winning matches and being top of the league?
Sure, I am absolutely delighted the way Celtic's playing, the way Neil Lennon.
You're the most miserable sounding delighted man I've ever come across.
No. The thing that gets me is when guys like yourself are supposed to report the facts on things, are not reporting the facts as you said with the elbow. They're booking them for the elbow.
Listen, I've come on, I've corrected myself.
I appreciate that, but
David,
you're
in the
asking me-
name of the wee man, what more can anyone do for you? Listen, I'm going to go to Stewart Street Police Station. I'm going to hand myself in and say there's a man on Super Scoreboard who's insisting I am imprisoned over this offence.
David, thanks for the call. 0845 500 102.